Hey Dolores, I don't have any audio, by the way. There we go.
You got it now? Okay, and
Got it now?
Yeah, I knew you guys were doing the Pledge of Allegiance, I figured, but
and trustee Dati has just joined us. Hello, that's okay. So there was a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? Call for the vote.
That motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. We have one item of general business, which is resolution 2025-75. A resolution of the town of Lyons, Colorado, approving an enroachment easement agreement for 160 East Main Street.
Your version doesn't show an audience business.
It does not, and I'm looking at the version online.
Oh, we had added that. I don't know how it didn't get to be the final. There was a request for the audience to be able to.
Would anybody like to make a motion to add audience business to the agenda?
What's that?
If we add audience business to the agenda, then there's no audience.
No, Laura is signed
Oh,
up.
Laura's
Is there?
I'm in. I second.
All right, let's vote on that amendment.
I apologize
Motion
for
passes
that.
unanimously.
The two versions.
All right, audience business. Would anybody in the audience like to address the board of trustees? You'll have 4 minutes.
Yes, I would.
You have to go up there so you're on camera.
Okay,
And if you wouldn't mind stating your name and address.
Sure. I'm Laura Levy at 241 Pinewood Drive in Lyons, Colorado, and I'm here in support of the easement that you have in front of you. It's regarding 160 Main Street, which I still call the Western Stars Building. I've had this building under contract for some time. In fact, I've been trying to sell it to a wonderful buyer for about 3 months. And we are very, very close to closing date, which I'm happy to report. However, during the title process and due diligence, we discovered a revocable license essentially that addressed an encroachment of a corner of the building. And it was revocable at any time by the town of Lyons, which created a real title issue for any buyer who's paying attention. But it has been in place now for probably about 10 or so years. And what the buyer is requesting that it change from that temporary revocable license to a more permanent and recorded easement that runs with the land that addresses this essentially a corner of the building that is encroaching across the boundary line that goes into town property. Why it happened, how it happened, I'm not sure of the history. But we wanted to basically change it so that anybody who buys this building in the future doesn't have to deal with ever wondering, is the town of Lyons going to revoke this license that allows this corner of the building to encroach? So that's what you have before you. And I wanted to also just give you a little bit of a backstory, because I think in addition to this being the correct thing to do for the property, so it doesn't have this cloud on title moving forward and it's able to be sold with ease in the future, this particular buyer and what the vision is for the building, I think is really in the community's best interest. And this easement, getting this finalized, is the very last condition that we have in order to close on this property on Friday. If we close on the property Friday, there will be a well-known tenant who will go into the building. I'm going to announce who that is on Friday, but everybody will be very happy. And that will happen in December, if all goes well, before the Christmas season. And the purchaser has a vision for an art center, essentially, that this building, and that's about as far as the vision has gone. So, far in terms of the rest of the building, that will be, sorted out in 2026. But this is someone who has a very long-range vision and a vision that would actually help the community as well. So I think it's in the community's best interest to do what they can to help this move forward, so the building can go from having kind of an uncertain future to having a really solid one for the first time in several years.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay, I'll close the audience business.
And Brandon's doing the staff report.
All right, is there a staff report, Attorney Dittman?
Could we ask a question or give
Not for audience.
responses?
Not
to
for
the
audience.
Oh.
I can probably answer it, I'm guessing. But
There's usually a board response during.
There usually is a board response. Yeah, go ahead.
Just two questions for you. One, when you say a well-known buyer, is that a locally known buyer?
Well, what I said is the person who's gonna go in as the tenant is a well-known tenant. And I've been hesitant to say who it is because frankly, this has been touch and go. And we want to get to closing day and then announce that. We don't want to jinx it.
And
The buyer is a local purchaser though.
nice. And you said an arts center. Can you say a little more about what you mean by arts center?
Well, what I mean is there will be a blend of, and again, the vision's not final. So I don't want to promise anything, but essentially a place where community comes together to both create art, possibly purchase art. So there will be a retail component to the place. So there will be tax revenue and,
Oh, my goodness, I thought I saw that, I'm sorry.
but also the vision is really for a place to come together and create.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any comments? Okay, Attorney Dittman, staff report for resolution 2025-75, please.
Thank you so much. So I'll be brief. I think Laura kind of stole a lot of my thunder on this one, which is perfectly fine. Just a couple more details for the board. So as Laura kind of mentioned, there's been a revocable license here since 2016 on the property, and we're converting that from a license to an easement. There's a few conditions I just wanted to point out, I think that are important for the board to know. First, this easement is only good so long as that building exists in its current form. So if the building is in the future, however long that may be, torn down and replaced, it has to go back to not encroaching upon the right of way. And the right of way which is impacted would have to be restored to the condition the town requires for its right of way. That was a very important kind of piece of this, giving the buyer the certainty, the town not tearing it down, but also making sure if for whatever reason plans changed and the building went away, that it would go back to a configuration which did not encroach upon the right of way. And so that, I think that's an important thing to mention. We also added in some of the existing provisions that were in the encroachment license to make sure that there's kind of a continuity of protection for the town. And so other than that, I think that pretty much covers it. I'm happy to answer any questions about it. I think this is a good solution going forward for this issue. So happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Attorney Dittman?
Or there are no town facilities on that side of the street, right?
The only, part of the reason we had a license encroachment agreement was because of the stormwater system. That runs right along that building, and if you recall, and around the time we entered this, we did put in like a concrete stormwater to prevent it from washing out the tenants' landscaping that was in the front previously. So that's what part of this is about. That's the only utility I'm aware of that's.
There's like a drainage basin, but it's on the other side, correct?
The whole drainage basin is, but the Second Avenue water off of Kelling used to run right through there.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any questions?
The recitals in the agreement refer to an exhibit C that would be a sketch showing where the encroachment is. Is that produced yet?
No,
Yeah.
so there's only an exhibit A and exhibit B referenced in the agreement. It looks like there's a page on the last page, there's an exhibit C. But that's actually incorrect. There's only two exhibits. There's a legal description, which is exhibit A, and exhibit B, which is the sketch, which should have been included in your packet. It basically is a survey that shows a highlighted portion of which is the encroachment.
Yeah.
The only reference I'm seeing to exhibit C is at the very bottom. There's, just on the signature page, which is, it can be corrected.
I was so excited about C, I didn't bother to look at A and B.
And the actual agreement only has an A and B.
Yep.
Just, so you know.
Any other questions for the attorney? Yeah, then I would entertain a motion.
Move the approval of resolution 2025-75, a resolution of the town of Lyons, Colorado, approving an encroachment easement agreement for 160 East Main Street, Lyons, Colorado.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, I'll call for the vote.
And the motion passes unanimously.
Congratulations. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second?
A second.
Okay, for a vote.
And that motion also passes
That's
unanimously.
a world.
Thank you
record.
for an 11-minute meeting. No, we did 9 a couple years ago.
Hey, Brandon. Oh,
Yep.
we're not done. Call me.
Okay.
Thank
Can you
you.
call you on your cell phone or at your office?
On my cell phone.
Brandon, thank you for your help with this.
Okay, happy to help.